Chat, here we go. It's Dralii versus Atow, a matchup of rank 1 in the world. Mr. Dralii, who has held that rank 1 for a bit now, as he plays against the guy who's been showing some of the best Showmatch performances in ones in recent memory here with Atow. Dralii versus Atow. As Dralii's ability that's being grinded, off stream in ranked, gotta be prepared for the guy who has been putting on an absolute show when it comes to show matches. We'll have to see, as they both have very blue cars, so I'm sure I'll never get that mixed up. Nice recovery from Dralii to stop that first goal attempt for Atow, and a great use of the reset that Atow must not have believed he had. Dralii seemed like he was falling to the ground, and I guess Atow maybe just thought he was awkward or didn't have the reset, and so thought he could get away with diving as he reached the ground, but Dralii uses the flip and has the 1-0 lead. Atow winning the wave dash kickoff battle. And now trying to find a way to score this, going over the top of Dralii's contest. Ended up pinning it on the back wall and couldn't find a way to get back down. Sometimes that double is too quick, or the movement is made too late that you can't pull away from the ball and actually get the angle. Although Dralii thought he won this 50 strong enough to be able to leave, or he just popped the ball away, and then, he even turned upfield too. Super aggressive from Dralii. That side flip wasn't the win he thought it was. I guess he assumed Atow was going to take a dribble to the sidewall instead of just cutting it right back on target. Atow, he's been taking these high. Hasn't really had a ton of options in terms of using the flip to change the direction without making it unscorable. Dralii is going to take it the other way. Atow wave dash kickoff has been clean. It seems like he's stuck with it, I think, every kickoff so far. Dralii's been mixing up. Admittedly, he was losing the mirrored wave dash kickoff, so it could be a reason why he no longer wants to deal with it. Atow missed this one, but it's actually going to pay off with a back corner possession. Air dribble bump, or an air dribble, I should say. Not an air dribble bump, but an air dribble with ball cam on. I want to watch it again from Atow's perspective so you can see it's not often you take to air dribbles as well with ball cam really pointing you into the corner, but Atow wants the perfect read on what Dralii's doing, and he doesn't ever seem bothered by the fact that his vision is skewed off center while making these dribbles. And it allows him a big advantage that not very many players also have. It's just about nobody is willing to keep ball cam on as long as he does. Atow, multiple resets to try and shoot this, but the second one is going to be mostly used as the threat. Wait, what are you doing, Atow? Atow tried to style. He tried to style, and he let Dralii come back in. I mean, it was obviously the freest tap-in ever. Luckily, Atow is really good at ground pitches. Luckily, Atow is a master of the ground pinch, and he makes right up for it, but you never know. This could be to go up 3 instead of just up 2. As Dralii, credit to him for not just tilting out of the play. So often, players, when they've gotten scored on, which Dralii, I mean, he really did. By all means, he did. They'll just flip away, because what does it matter? Dralii locked in all the way until he hears the goal explosion. Rushed his way back and got the save. Atow to the ceiling while he tries to play keep away. Dralii, that's not the clear he wanted it to be. Atow going to make it 5-2. Dralii getting bumped off on the sidewall and then needed to get a much stronger touch into the corner. I mean, it was possible to make the play there, but ended up dropping it down right into the hands of Atow. This is a good kickoff win, something that Dralii has been lacking. But Atow now shadowed. Air dribble bump surely from Dralii. In fact, it's somehow a demo. I didn't even think he was going fast enough to get it. He must have just gone supersonic as he got it. Atow's probably going to think twice about playing these as defensively as he just did, because there was maybe a chance to steal the ball away if he had rushed. Instead, went to the shadow and got deleted Another kickoff in favor of Dralii. Atow couldn't quite get it to the post. Try to get underneath it. Pop it up into the cross, right at the post, the crossbar. And I'm going to go watch. I mean, I'm not sure we're going to get to watch it again. Dralii's not going to want to watch it again, but I don't know what happened here in this kickoff loss. It's got to be Dralii. Oh, he's trying to delay it. He was trying to get a cheeky delay, and then he flipped diagonal. So, I mean, I'm not sure that that flip is the right flip, even if you do successfully delay. But because he got no touch at all, he just flipped out of position. Atow doing his best to get a save and get to the corner boost, but it doesn't matter. Dralii still beats him there. What a save from Atow, who gets a really fortunate follow-up touch as well. It's hard to say on zero boost that he was necessarily aiming to double it off his post there, but he was in position to make that play, and back to a 3-goal lead. Atow not going to go into his back left corner from his POV, which I think Dralii was expecting him to, trying to mix it up. And that was a bit of a failure of a dribble, I would say. It's not only was it never threatening, it also cost him all of his boost just to stay on the ball and not make it abysmal. Now he's going to have to deal with Dralii in the air. The reset fake was read by Atow. He's going to put Dralii on the back wall. Dralii hasn't had the best success there. Another chip high while he knows Dralii is low on boost. And that last one maybe could have been a chip on target, but hey, Atow is being just about as careful as you can be. I think this one could have gone top right and it would have been just fine, but instead he puts it up on the back wall and then pins it top right, which may be even harder to save. I don't know, maybe I'm trying to cope for him. I really think he just could have put it in the top right, but it wouldn't have been as stylish, that's for sure. Atow leaning back on the reset. He got lost all the way past the ball. And that should surely be a goal for Dralii. Unless, of course, he were to just miss a wide open net. In which case it would not be a goal. And he would lose just about all chances of coming back here. If he had scored that around the minute mark, 3 goals to make up, he could have been okay. Unless, of course, Atow goes for a few more failed psychos. But he actually recovered, didn't even get scored on for that. So it does seem like game number 1 is going to go to Atow, as Dralii fights out to the bitter end. Just going to get him deleted. And I actually think that that fake from Atow might even be better than if he had actually touched the ball, because that keeps it in his half, where you can hold on to possession. What a great read. Dralii is not being given an inch right now. And I've actually come around to those final moments being a bit more important, as I've watched a lot of games recently where it seems to matter. You know, if you let Dralii even double one in, it doesn't matter at the very end. I feel like there's a bit of confidence that's gained there, and Atow is not allowing it. He is keeping up the image that he is unbreakable on the goal line and that nothing will ever make its way through. The car switcher. In fact, I feel like he's sometimes jumped into some pretty crazy cars. Oh, no, he's actually in the same Fennec. Game number 2. Dralii and Atow. Atow having the stronger starts. Dralii maybe needing to get a feel for this matchup, as he has obviously gotten many victories on his way to rank 1. Not sure where Atow is right now in 1's ranks. Maybe chat knows. He could be in the top 10, or he could just be nowhere. I honestly don't remember. Dralii over the top of Atow. Couldn't get back down for the double and went for it. Fortunately, Atow actually doesn't matter. Atow's getting it either way. 13? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how much he grinds 1's ranked, which is why, you know, he could play this level even when he's not grinding 1's ranked. Can we get a boost meter? There is a boost meter. If you have a very keen eye, it's maybe not as obvious. You shouldn't have to ask. A good UI should not need anybody to ask what is going on. But there's actually a boost meter above their names, in case you ever want to check it. Atow, this is a great double to keep away from Dralii, who is jumping up to cover most angles, but not the angle that involves doubling high up towards that top right corner. Oh, Atow, he wants the full field. Didn't get it, and he gives the ball to Dralii. Tried to make up for it quickly. Just challenge and look to dunk the ball, but Dralii had the perfect read on that. Just a double jump to pop it straight up and not bring the ball towards Atow. It is a bit risky, too, because it involves not protecting the ball in any way. If Atow does get a touch and Dralii fails to pop it over the top of him, then it's just guaranteed goal. As Atow half flips on the kickoff and gets chased off the ball enough that Dralii's able to score. Atow's trying to dodge the demo as he swings through the corner and is basically hoping that he has enough boost that it won't matter, that boost advantage will end up paying off for him, but it did not. Nice air dribble fake. Dralii goes soaring over the top. Expected one more touch. That never came. Form 205. Thank you for the tier 1 for 2 months. Appreciate you. Dralii wanted an air dribble bump. Atow got around it clean. Little zap dash landing, and a long shot will be a goal. I'm not sure this happens without the zap dash, but I think just about every pro knows they need to be working on it. But zero boost, completely out of the tank. He used all that boost instead to get him down to the ground ASAP, and then relied on the dash to get his forward momentum going. Are we allowed to ask about Salty Fest? Yeah, sorry. If you didn't see from earlier when I was talking about it in the stream, apparently like the next season or something, according to a Rocket League tweet, is called Salty Fest. And I was totally just joking about the fact that Salt Mine and Fear Fest, you know, the creators were combining to make Salty Fest. Oh, I wasn't watching from Dralii's POV, but that looked like it should have been a goal as he just boomed the back wall. Now it's going to be another air dribble bump, a high one. No demo, but he gets what he needs. No surprise, the rank 1 player is going to probably the best trick in the ranked book. Not a lot of defenders can probably get around Dralii. And he goes for those air dribble bumps. Bro destroyed my hopes. Yeah, I seems like a lot of people were thinking there's going to be some sick tournament, which, you know, I appreciate, because what that means is you guys think I'm important enough that the official Rocket League game Twitter account, not even like the esports Twitter, the full-on game Twitter, would be tweeting about a potential tournament of mine. That would be insane. But apparently not to you guys, because you guys are Fear believers. So I appreciate you for that. Atow, what a shot. The spin into the resets. We'll watch it from Dralii's perspective as well. Dralii all the way into the corner. Atow upside down. Pointed down as he gets that reset before launching it past Dralii. Would the creator of Salt Mine and Fear Fest ever collab? Thought those guys were arch rivals. The most recent tournament that has been played was streamed by both me and Johnny. I think the Madness would be the most recent of either of our tournaments. And then the most recent Johnny tournament, which is Salt Mine, was also streamed by both of us. So I think we obviously could collab. Dralii looked like he was pulling off, maybe. Like he's going to go back down to the ground. Atow was who was pre-jumping, pulled out of his pre-jump, and then Dralii flicked it in. Down 1 is Dralii. Much better chance here in the final minute 30 than he had in the previous game, as Atow looks to make a setup far off the wall work. These long shots from Dralii, I mean, I don't know if he's trying to shoot into the open net. It seems like he is, but he just keeps hitting wide. And if you just change those to on target, I mean, Could maybe be up 2 in this series. Atow sidewall dribble Dralii, thinking about the ceiling challenge, or at least trying to make Atow think that the ceiling challenge is coming. Might have done enough to slow him down. Atow wanted the fake. I think there was a chance to flip there. It was a bit all in. He does have a 1-goal lead, so he might be thinking not worth it to go for that open net when Dralii might make it back, and instead I could just fake it. That way it doesn't work out. It's a much, much safer play. Dralii was trying to get all the way to the top left corner, to the top right corner with that play, and was not able to do it. Atow makes the save, gets a 2-goal lead. 35 seconds. It's not impossible for Dralii to bring this one back. But it's going to take probably at least a little bit of creativity on the kickoff. Thank you, Vacanus, for the 28-month sub. Pog indeed. Delay kickoff from Dralii, as he looks to try and connect with Atow. Atow gave him an opportunity here, but it's not going to be easy. Pre-flip out to this ball to midfield. My goodness, Dralii. He took this ball to the net at a perfect 90-degree angle, straight out into the midfield, got the reset, and then straight towards the net. I mean, that is not an easy dribble to do. But Dralii made it seem that way. Now he's got 1 goal to get with 19 seconds, and Atow, who has gone to this half-flip kickoff a bunch, will do it again in the final moments. Will it pay off? It might not. Dralii has this one high. He's going to let Atow clear it. Reset on boost and attack off the bounce, I would imagine. Atow tried to pre-jump the bounce. Dralii, that first touch was not it. Not high enough and directly at Atow makes it easy for him to intercept. Dralii can't catch back up to it and make a play before Atow can challenge. And that will end the game. 2-0 for Atow. He is on triple match point. Game number 3. Atow is going to hit him with the cheese. The delay kickoff. We saw him use that in his matches previously. This time it's not going to pay off for a goal, as Dralii is able to find his way back. It would seem like in a match like this, Dralii needs a good start. He needs a reason to believe that he can control this series. And he needs it early on as he goes to ceiling height. Wants to get Atow back with a ground pinch. And he did at least get the corner boost save. Atow created a good enough shot that it's going to force Dralii up. Now resets on possession. Might seem like Dralii is tilted there, but I really think there's almost nothing he can do on that dribble. Now Atow does not want to take this ball to Dralii. Wants to be able to get a carry. So he is going to wait. Eventually flips the ball. Dralii loses possession. A fake from Atow, but there's never really an angle, so it's just going to be a slow motion play here that Dralii eventually wins. No, Atow makes it back just in time. And we're still not going to have any goals. Dralii the dunk, and the first one. Special K, thank you for the tier 1 for 21 months. Yeah, I worked on trying to fix the internet. Obviously, it's not perfect, as you can see. But it should be back now. Should be back now. We'll see. But we'll try more ideas to try and get it as good as possible, of course. As Atow in control off this possession. Dralii's going to get the 100. He's going to chip it in front of the net and try and force everything out of him. Dralii held on to pretty much all the boost while faking, which is solid. Although he had to use it there for that 50. Atow going to take the respawn and somehow did not get demoed. I don't understand. Dralii seemed like he was going full speed, but Atow got up over the top of the demo maybe, even though there was contact. Atow, not much he could do after the setup. Dralii with a 1-goal lead. 2 minutes in. Midfield pinch is off target. As Dralii with 21 boost tried to flip on the top of Atow. He was able to change the angle. Atow, he got lazy here. I think he had boost to work with. He just thought Dralii would be leaving. He went up to try and stop a shot, and then he realized, I don't want to give the ball away. I'd rather maybe somehow collect it and so bailed off of it. Went for a soft touch. That just handed the ball right back. Will you be going to London and Worlds? I will not be going to London, but the plan is to go to Worlds. Atow passed to himself off the ceiling. Dralii waits patiently for the shot and does make the save. Interesting fighting against his rotation there from Dralii. Atow denied immediately. There's so much turtling from Dralii in this game for some reason. But he's got himself a 2-0 lead. And the most impressive part is the fact that Atow hasn't even scored a single time. So that's not something you can bank on forever. I think Dralii needs to build a bit of a bigger cushion. He wants to guarantee this game win as he launches it away on 0. He's going to flip out towards the ball. Feels a bit dangerous. This might be Atow's first goal, and it is. And Dralii had to know the risks when he flipped this flip out on 0 boost. He was hoping to maybe cut off the play before it got started, but found out that was not going to be possible, and it's really, really tough to find your way back and make the proper save. Dralii in possession. Red Atow, and we'll get a nice turtle shot. With how much Dralii has been turtling, I think he could have just stayed on the ground, but he wanted to pop up in the air. He's just been canceling his flip every time. He's canceling it to like fight it so that it does land turtle, which is not something you see very often. Everyone always trying their hardest to do the opposite. Atow's going to be shooting on an open net, but not with enough power. Dralii touching to the corner, pop up to himself, and he does just take a power shot, which will end his possession. Maybe not the best decision, but maybe didn't like his setup. Thought that was the best thing he could get. Atow needs to get up above this ball. Shouldn't be an issue as he keeps himself within 1. Dralii not able to make the ceiling challenge. And a delayed kickoff in a low-scoring game. I feel like these type of goals can hurt the most. Because while it's felt like Dralii has played really well and has controlled the entirety of the game, like I said, he did not get a big cushion for the first 4 minutes. And now just a couple goals have been able to erase that. Atow stayed in control of possession off that kickoff and eventually found his goal. Now he's going to half flip. Dralii saving 32 boosts. Gets the wave dash. Cannot get it. Oh, can get around it. Wait, what a save. I was going to say he couldn't get around it in time to get the goal, but he actually made me believe right up until Atow still saved it. But the follow-up will go to Dralii. And now it's a 1-goal lead with 52 seconds. Dralii has yet to be in this position. A lead this late. Can he hold on to it? Atow just chips straight into the ball. Dralii flipping deep into Atow's corner to avoid any sort of bump. Now, oh, look at this power slide. What is going on with Dralii? I thought it was like a DC power slide. Not often do you see a player hold it for that long. Air dribble bump from Atow. Dralii finds a way as he pins it into the crossbar. Atow's going to drop him. What a save, but it's not over yet. Low boost for Dralii. And Atow will take to the skies. Dralii's going to go to the ceiling. Atow popped it over the top. That was such a risky challenge. Not often do you see someone go this far out on a ceiling challenge. And Dralii thought he had to get back down to the ball. And in that moment, Atow popped it over the top of him. So 19 seconds. And another important kickoff. Wave dash kickoff for Atow. Hasn't favored him as much as it has in the past. Dralii does get possession and boost, and the hook shot is in. Atow couldn't cover the distance to cut off the angle. Thought he got up in time, but man, felt close. Dralii finds it. Another 1-goal lead for Dralii. Atow has taken him away every other time. You see the little check to see if Dralii is delaying his kickoff. He gets demoed. In the process, Atow pops it to the back wall. He should be able to get a possession going. And now an air dribble from Atow to tie it up in game 3. Oh my goodness, Atow! I didn't even think he was going to be able to bring it back on target. He started it so wide of the net. Dralii up in the air. It doesn't matter. Atow finds a way around and inside the post. And of course, it's overtime in game number 3. Atow with a chance to sweep Dralii in a game that Dralii has led the entire time. Attow's been able to equalize, but each time Dralii pulled ahead, but could not hold on. Will he be able to find the edge again? Dralii out of the corner. Didn't like his setup and actually didn't rush his way to the corner boost like he maybe could have in order to prevent Atow from getting 100. His lackadaisical behavior allowed Atow to reset there, but a demo. Again, BDS, I say BDS, Dralii going to that turtle for whatever reason. Turtling far away from Atow. First touch reset. Atow challenges from the back wall, but does not get a touch, and Dralii is on the board. Atow did his best off the ceiling, but it will not be a perfect sweep for him as Mr. Rank 1 stays alive. Game 4. This last game felt like a grind. Dralii played it slow and eventually was able to secure it in overtime. Will he be able to dictate the pace again? He wants a full field redirect. It's not going to happen. As Atow gets his chip up completely dunked. Dralii on 0 boost has to avoid the bump and get the double. It's actually a bit of a scary situation because Dralii is incredibly all in here if he doesn't manage to get it, whether gets bumped or demoed. But he does find a way around the ball, or find a way around Atow as well, and to the ball. Has himself another early lead. Pre-flip out past this one. Atow faked it. Now they'll meet for a 50, and this should just be an Atow goal. Dralii trying to win it back into the midfield. Both of them attacking, you know, from our POV, watching it from right to left. Atow played into that momentum. Dralii tried to fight it through, put it back the other way. That's a little camera check. He knows he has a big boost advantage right now, so he takes to the skies. Couldn't find anything. Dralii does intercept. Dralii felt like he couldn't close that distance in time. You can see he's trying to decide if he can get in or not. Atow wants another demo. But as the ball falls down on the back wall, it actually is a bit awkward. If you can close that distance and be anywhere near it, dribbles cannot get set up. But Dralii felt like he wouldn't be able to get there in time, so he waited out in the midfield and just kind of ended up in an awkward position that got him demoed. Dralii dribble from the side wall, gets to the musty, but Atow somehow has the read. And it's got to be so frustrating if you're Dralii. Feels like you've been putting on tons of good shots, and yet Atow just saves them all no matter what you do. I mean, that was great redirection from Dralii to try and drop it behind him. Doesn't matter. Now, of course, you see the whoops from Dralii. That was just a pure mistake, but that's a mistake that's probably forced by Atow. I mean, it looked very unforced, I would say, but the way I would describe it as forced is frustration. Atow making it seem like it's impossible to score. Dralii just desperately trying to convert on his good attempts and not getting anything from it. And if he doesn't score this one, I don't know what to say. Atow somehow saving that into the crossbar without allowing it in, and then gets back to the ball before Dralii and denies yet another goal. Dralii's going to start from his own back corner, has the reset. The flick is not strong enough. Definitely not to make it past Atow the way he is playing today. As Dralii turns back on the ball, doing his best to keep the pressure on, but it had an awkward landing, and that's enough for a guy like Atow to convert for a goal. (4-1). Dralii was able to dictate the pace of game number 3. And it seemed like that was how he was able to eventually convert it. It's back to playing Atow's way now. And he has himself a 2-goal lead. Decent kickoff. Those have been rough for Dralii. He finds himself on 0 boost now. This is not the best kickoff, but able to dunk the low 50. Now gives himself a chance. Atow on the wrong side of the ball, but certainly he'll find a way to score it. It doesn't matter. he'll just land underneath it and tap it in. Dralii on 23 boost. Flipped back to the wall and used it to recover as he didn't like the initial challenge, but he could not get back to the tap in from Atow. And it's going to be a 3-goal lead at halftime. Dralii forced to back off a kickoff again. Didn't want to challenge as Atow starts the dribble. He's got 24 boost far away from the net, but the fake will do it. Dralii goes floating past. And this is where the tilt has the chance to start setting in. The way the whole series has gone, doesn't really feel like Dralii has ever been able to pull back from any Atow lead, although he definitely has time to do so. He has gone to air dribble bumps in the past. This time, he just gets nothing out of his possession. A kickoff possession in his favor. Had control. Ends up just dropping it and rolling it at him for nothing. Definitely not something you can do the rest of the series and still win. Those kickoff possessions are hard to come by. Atow thought about going out to midfield for boost. Thought better of it and finds his way back to make the save. And that was the correct read because Dralii would have been scoring on him had he gone out there. But of course, Atow comes flying in at the last second. Air dribble bump. And he actually just pool shot Dralii into missing. So yet another save from Atow. Dralii is going for the full field psycho. Or maybe just popping up high for himself. This is not a bad setup. Using a ton of boost to get up there and make the play. Awkward landing, and of course the 50 goes too high. Even when it seems like Dralii won it, somehow it doesn't work out. And Atow is trying to lock in the tilt with the demo. And now, yep, that's got to be it. That's got to just be the tilt is too much, because certainly Dralii would have had a better chance at scoring this. But he turned away and did not allow. I mean, I think he just has to go straight towards ball. I don't know if he can go to the corner there. 5-goal lead, minute left to go. Atow to the skies, trying to style for the finish. This time, the fake does not work. Dralii intercepts, looking to play the counterattack as quick as possible. Resulted in him being out ahead of the ball and not getting the fast shot he wanted. And at this point, it seems like Atow is very intentionally just looking for some nasty shot to end the game. As he flips into this reset, there's the pogo behind the ball. Dralii is waiting on the backboard. The flick actually goes directly at him, and Dralii will deny the pogo clip for Atow. And now it's Dralii back the other way. Double resets, and he dunks it in. Now, normally this wouldn't be the most insane thing, but Atow somehow prevented all of these from going in earlier. And this time, Dralii forces it underneath him and gets his 3rd goal of this game, but it's going to come way too late. With 21 seconds and a 4-goal lead. A slight delay kickoff from Dralii to attempt to get a little cheese, but yeah, that is him admitting it's over. He just wants to go for a clip of his own, or maybe not, as he heads to the back wall. He just wants for Atow to not have the ball, maybe, as the time winds down. Dralii upset that Atow's going to own goal. Try to stop him. GG's! What a performance from Atow. Dralii able to steal a game in game 3. Or really, he held on to it. I mean, he did a good job from beginning to end, but could not take the series. How's your computer doing? Chat, you guys see our new mod? Should we ban him because we had internet issues already?